Man, plant communication is a trip. Plants. Reason why we have allergies to certain plants is because human beings are a threat to them. Red cedar. I thought about it last night. I had dreams about Miriam all night. Call your doctor if you have an erection that lasts more than 4 hours. I had dreams we were young again and we were able to go to Miami and be together, and it was like, oh my gosh. Thought me and Law did. So they go, me and that Cuban girl, oh my gosh. Talk about fiery passion. I woke up like, what the hell's wrong with me? I'm not 17 anymore. For one night, if only for one night. Wow. Okay. Yeah. And I hate what scientists that are jealous of me do. It's not going to make me kill them. Guys, Brian screwed around on Miriam and left her to raise Junior by herself because she had he screwed around, so he lost custody. The gentleman who got her pregnant with Aaron screwed around on his wife and didn't leave his wife. Just like old Tito and all the rest of those assholes, right? But Earl loves Aaron and Brian and Oscar's kids and Kelly's kids as much as he loves Patrick. And when Patrick understands that that's right, he'll be just like his pops. Why'd you marry Amy? Why'd you marry Emily? Why are you with Mira? Yeah, that's kind of a crazy question, when she came in with that little girl and said, I wasn't ready to be a mom. I need someone who's a good parent and loves their child like you do. And so, she couldn't handle the stuff with Amy and ran Patrick out. And then I'm like, so you want me to raise Natalie, like I raised Patrick, but you don't want to raise Patrick like you want me to raise Natalie. You're immature. Whoever raised you is immature. They didn't teach you how to be a parent. They taught you how to be selfish. She said all the right things because she wanted for her child what I gave to Patrick because of how she was raised. Most of you are that way. Hell, Patrick was that way. He left because, I would stay and put up with Amy's shit to take care of Natalie. And Therese was mad. Therese is still mad at me about that. She said, that's not your kid. That's not your responsibility. You got to think about your kids. It's like, I'm the only dad that little girl's ever known. And I'm not going to abandon her because her mom's being immature. I'm going to sit here. I made a commitment to that woman. Like I told Peter when she got pregnant with Noah, Yeah, she went and had sex with Kelly and then had a miscarriage and then went out and ran around again. Okay, but I slept with the woman, took her in and took her dog, and stuff. And, I understand the stuff with Kelly. I don't know if she ran around again, but she did. Because it was 8 months from the time that we allegedly conceived my son Noah. And he was past due as far as the term and stuff like that. So it's entirely tangible, more than tangible as possible. Somebody else could be as biological. But I don't give a fuck. I love him the same way I love Patrick. Okay. And when Patrick loves other people's children as much as he loves his own, he'll be a gracious good shepherd like me too. Sometimes you got to be patient with your kids and realize that they've been through a lot of trauma and a lot of abuse. And that trauma and abuse is hard to overcome, especially when you have hundreds of thousands of years of tribalism mixed into raping and mass murdering. What you have to do is, like Al G said, deep within a man's heart is envy and jealousy. What sets us apart is if you seek the remedy. And Al, that's even hard for him. I told him we're all Anglo-Saxon. I'm not Anglo-Saxon. You can jump up and down, shout and scream. Still not going to take away the fact that some of my cousins probably raped your sister and your mom years ago, and there's nothing you can do about it, Alan. Okay? But there's something we can do about them. So we don't have to be them, and we can be better than them. We can choose not to rape, we can choose to protect, and we can choose to be loved. So if there is one of us but left, we will stand to the last to defend our women from raping marauding hordes. You ever read the Holy Quran? Spirit of Jesus and David? Right. So hello Yahweh, I say. And so I was out here spraying the plants, and I was talking to the guys, and guys, the reason why plants, the red cedars, made me sick in Sacramento is because of all the tire particles and the pollution. I didn't have things like that from trees that grew that way before. In Phoenix, because it was desert plants, and I had different kinds of allergies. I thought I was dying because I had red stuff coming out. I told people, I think I've got leukemia and shit. It's like, no, it's a red cedar, dude. It happens to everybody that comes here that's not from here. So you guys assimilate to it, right? So in your case, the red cedar is killing you softly with their song, killing you softly with their song, telling your whole life with their words, killing you softly. Okay, tell cancer I said hey. You're like, what? Yeah. And so mesothelioma, whatever, breathing diseases and stuff. Yeah, the plants are not the cause. The plants are the reaction to the cause. You're the cause. The plant is just reacting to put down the cause so it stops killing the plants. 2 and 2 is 4. Life's eternal. The trees and the rocks could speak that too. Oh my gosh. Right? Which is why most plants that choke and kill the life of the plants that we eat and get vitamins from, they'll put out these guys right here put out a toxic thing for human beings, but I'm not that toxic about killing them. Certain plants, I let them coexist. Other plants, like the pomegranate tree, Dad, go pull it off. It's choking the pomegranate. Okay, it's coming down. If it gets on the pecans or the pomegranates, they come down. If it gets on the other plants, they don't come down, and it's pretty neat. They don't kill these guys. No, they don't choke the life out of them. They coexist. And it's good for the bees and the birds and everything else. It's like a sweet and sour pork and shit. It's pretty cool. And it's beautiful. Look at that. Okay. You just got to understand, we don't eat these plants. The critters feed off the pollinators, get these ones. So the pollinator plants, they both eat and live from there and provide things for the pollinators. ¿Tú entiendes? Muy bien. Okay, so you just got to learn how to, you got a old man, he is his dog. His grave's right over here. He and his dog live off the old land. Every flower touches his cold hand as he slowly walks by. Weeping willows cry for joy. My grandma had a weeping willow. I love weeping willows. Maybe one of these days, they have weeping willows across the ditches in Silver, where you have the ditch walk. Yeah. Maybe one of these, well, no, one of these days I'll go walking down that with a pretty lady who's intelligent enough to be vehemently attracted to me, like Miriam DeLegro Matavo, Edna Gomez. But here's Zeke's spot right here. You can almost still see the little dog shape here. Yeah, it's where, this is the Ezekiel spot. No, I walk across it and I tell them thank you and give back to what gave to you. It was a ceremony from the people that are from here. Okay. Some tribes bury in the ground, don't put up things to say, and then say give back to what gave to you, give back to what gave to you. I don't know what tribe it is, but there's a tribe that does it. They don't have the sticks and the sky gods and stuff. They give back what gave to you, because they knew that the food comes from the ground, and you plant a seed and food comes from the ground, and so they put the seed back in the ground so you can give back what gives you. And so some tribes are tribes. Some see things differently. Some have forms of communication. To me, that's a pretty good form of communication, if you ask me. So it was a good prayer, and so I used it, and I'll use it again when I bury my pets. As far as human beings, I think most of us want to be cremated, and we'll sprinkle the ashes and say, "Give back what gives back to you, gives to you." So ashes to ashes, dust to dust, right? And so until further notice, I think after we stop chemically poisoning ourselves and others and make our bodies more and more healthy, we may just find a spot to bury and walk across and say, give back what gives back to you. Then when you walk across, you can come up and embrace the grass and even kiss the grass and say, thank you, I love you. Thank you for giving back what gives back to you, And so, and you can love the grass, because the grass provides life for the cow, and I definitely appreciate the cow for the hamburger and the beef chorizo, which reminds me, I got a beef chorizo with bacon. Yes, and he's the Messiah. Oh my gosh, he's a pork eater. Yeah. Yeah, Texas, T for Texas, T for Tennessee, T for Texas. I don't let my self-righteousness starve my children, and I don't live in a Mediterranean climate, and we learn to cure and salt our pork so we don't get parasites from it and die. And we realize it's hard to digest if you don't get up and work it off. So we understand when we eat pork, so you better get up and do some resistance training there, Earl. Yes, ma'am, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, yes, sir. Okay, so we'll be all right, okay? All you people in military intel, the reason why they're building robotics is to kill you because they don't trust you. They're not building robotics to kill me. They build robotics to protect me from people like you, okay? They need me to protect them from people like them. Yeah, Trump needs me more than I need him. Trump needs me alive to protect him from Putin and XI and Kim. As far as Putin, XI, and Kim, they need me alive to protect them from Trump. It's kind of funny. Yeah, it is. What about Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris is scared. Yeah, Donald Trump's too dumb to be scared. He thinks he's got the best scientists in the world to kill everybody that needs killing. And if you have to die, take one for the team. We've got to win tomorrow. You're like, wow, Gary Bertier. Go, remember the Titans. It doesn't necessarily work that way, no. If you're symbiotic and you're a threat to the planet and species, even the plants will try to kill you off the planet. Okay? If the plants and the birds know that you're a protector of the planet so people can live and give back and love, even the birds and the plants will protect you and help your body survive the worst poisoning, the worst abuse that scientists can come up to torture you for them to try to get you to do what they want you to do. So I don't do anything I don't want to do. And they know that. We can't get them to do anything they don't want to do. I know. So who in their right mind wouldn't be sexually vehemently attracted to women that want to protect them and protect children through loving that man? And anybody in their right mind, if a woman, you know, why must I be a teenager in love? If you don't understand attorney, you don't understand genetics, you don't understand tribes that have been together for over thousands of years and protected other people. Do you know some of the most bullied people in the world? The woman at the well with Jesus. Okay. She was one of the most beautiful women in the whole community. She was always alone because other women talked shit about her because they were jealous of her. Hester Prynne. Go figure, yeah. And so, and in certain especially occupied societies where no one has any class, because they're all lower class to the upper class, the ones that get treated the worst are the most attractive and the most kind. Who the hell do you think you are? What? You think you're one of them? You think you're better than all of us? No, I'm just trying to make it. Fuck. It's hard. It's hard being a very attractive woman in tribal, secular, violent sex cult activity. Being a very physically attractive woman, it's hard. You either become somebody who is like, oh, do they come up and try to kill my kids? I'll kill them all. Or you become this total bitch and you Lady Macbeth yourself to death. Okay, so you either become a Hamlet's mother or Pharaoh will fail you. That's pretty tough. Yeah, it is. So don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. Well, I'm the focal point of eternal prayer for billions of people. I got this. Okay, guys? I love you. All right? Peace out.